Did your Bronco get taller or did you get shorter? Either way, we think the Duff's Amp Step Kit is perfect for you. Hey everyone, I'm Monster Mike with the Bronco Garage. Today we're going to show you just how easy it is to install this kit on this 1973 Ford Bronco Nebula. We'll also show off some of the tips, tricks, and features that sets this product apart from others out there.
Please reference the installation instructions to verify all the contents of this product are present, and you will also want to verify you have the suggested tools for this install.
This kit will not work with an auxiliary fuel tank. If extra fuel capacity is needed, consider our 20-gallon stainless tank, part number 4520.
Before starting any job that requires electrical work, it is a good idea to remove the negative side of the battery. The parking brake is also set because you'll be under the Bronco. Our first step will be grabbing the large black bracket labeled D for driver's side. We will also need a Sharpie marker and a center punch. Slide under the Bronco and hold that bracket up to the inner rocker panel so that the D is orientated correctly when you are looking at it from below. Mark the holes in the front and rear of the bracket where they intercept the body braces on your Bronco. The bracket needs to be slid all the way forward. These will not fit with zero tolerance as every Bronco was made differently. Use your center punch on all of the marked spots. After punching, you can set the bracket aside for now and grab a drill. You will first drill each hole out to an 1/8 inch. Now that each hole is started, drill each of them out to 5/16. Now we can move to a workbench to attach the hinges to the brackets by first pressing them over the studs and then attaching the button head bolts with some Loctite applied to the end of the threads. Next, we will flip over the brackets and install a washer, followed by a nut on each of the threaded studs.
Tighten these to 16 foot-pounds.
Now we can go back under the Bronco and loosely install the brackets. It is important to start all fasteners first and then tighten the front hardware first as well. This is done so that you can stack as many shims as possible in the rear to take up the gap before fully tightening the rear bolts.
Tighten these to 20 foot-pounds, starting from the front and then tightening the rear.
Note, when test fitting, the bracket may contact the rolled edge of the floor brace in the rear. You can take a set of channel locks or a hammer and dolly to flatten this area out, but be sure to replace paint that is knocked off to prevent rust. Next, we will install braces between the bracket and the floor pan. First, lightly install it to the stud with a nut. This will allow us to mark and then center punch the upper mounting location. This should land near the center of your floor pan brace. Once marked, drill first to 1/8 inch and then to 9/16. Now we need to install the riv nuts. This can be done either using a riv nut installation tool or by using the provided star washer and the floor brace itself. If you are using the second option, slide a 5/16 bolt through the brace and then put the star washer behind it, followed by the riv nut. The washer will prevent the nut from spinning while it is tightened so that it will expand in the hole. After installing the nut, you can remove the star washer so that it can be reused on the other side.
Torque these to 16 foot-pounds.
Speaking of the other side, the passenger side step bracket installation will be the same, except the brace going to the floor will be slightly shorter than the driver's side. Now we can move to wiring. We recommend laying everything out on the floor before proceeding so that you can form a plan to where each wiring will fall on the vehicle. We have provided 3-way switches, switch brackets, and door pin switches so that the steps can be forced on, off, or automatic. Here you can see our mechanic Brian testing a few possible spots where he could put the control module. He eventually decided to hide it under the dash because Nebula is a resto mod, and we did not want any more visible wires than we had to have. If you purchased the amp module mounting bracket part number 7030, the next section of the video will show how that bracket is installed. Locate the stainless bracket and bend the two tabs slightly away from the pre-bent jogs as seen here. Place the module on the bracket and snap the tabs into place and slide the T-shaped bracket into place. Now that we have confirmed fitment, take the bracket over to your Bronco or any other vehicle and place it on the flat surface where it will be mounted. Keep in mind that this needs to be somewhere where you have access to get the nuts on the back side. Mark the 6 holes with the bracket in place, and then move it aside and use a center punch on each mark. Next, we will drill these holes to 3/16. At this time, it is a good idea to use some anti-seize on the bolts, and then you can assemble the bracket on the bench and then head back to the Bronco. Use a washer under the head of each bolt and then under each nylock nut. We found it easiest to plug the module in before bolting on the bracket, but do what works for you. Now simply install the washers and nuts from the back and tighten them down with an 1/8 inch Allen wrench and a 3/8 wrench. Once tight, gently pull the bracket in each direction to make sure it is securely attached. It is normal for the T-shaped tab to bend while tightening. Now that the wires are laid out generally where they need to be, we will cut the steps to length. Duff provides 2 full-length steps, which when cut in half are conveniently the exact length for each side. So this means you have a full spare set of running boards, so if you damage one off-road, you have a spare set. After marking, cutting the steps can be done several different ways. Once the steps are cut, gently hammer the plastic caps back onto the ends of the steps. Now that the steps are cut to length, we can slide the inserts down the channel in the back of the steps and secure them to the hinges. Make sure that both steps are in the same place before tightening them.
To 10 foot-pounds.
Once fully tight, move the hinges all the way up and down. You should be able to compress the bump stops without contacting anything in the full sweep of motion. If everything seems clear, then grab your motor and gear cover. Install the gear cover first and then slide the motor on above it. The motor will hold the gear cover in place. Tighten the 3 fasteners and then plug in the motor.
Only tighten these to 36 inch-pounds.
Next, install the step and motor to the other side. Locate the 2 holes in each step bracket towards the bottom that will be used for the LED lighting. These will be center punched and then drilled first with an 1/8 inch bit and then a 1/4 inch bit. Start with your smaller bit to make a pilot hole from the inside and then move to the outside to make the final hole. Once drilled, you can use a screwdriver to install the small rubber grommets in each of the holes. Next, push the wires in from the outside of the Bronco. We found that it helped to lubricate the wires so that they slid through the grommet, peel the film off of the sticky pads, and secure them firmly to the bottom of the rocker panel. At this point, you can also use the included weatherproof butt connectors to wire the lights to the harness. We will now install the door pin switches in the pillar. First, mark and punch the hole and then use an 1/8 inch drill bit to start the hole for the main body of the switch. Use the instruction sheet to see where the hole should go. Now, use a 7/16 drill bit that is the same diameter as the body of the pin switch. Once you can slide the switch into the hole, mark the location of the screw that holds the switch and then center punch it. Now remove the switch and drill the hole to 1/8 inch. Now we need to fish the wire down to the door pin switch. We use some thick wire taped to the wire so that it had some strength when being fed down. See the instruction sheet to see where we made an access hole. Once the wire is down where it is needed, install the switch. Now we will install the toggle switch under the dash. The switches will be wired according to the wiring diagram in your instruction sheet. If your Bronco is already fitted with a dome-like system that uses door pin switches, You will need to wire in the included Schottky diodes so that the dome lights do not backfeed the circuit. If the circuit backfeeds, then both steps will come down when you open the door. Check your instruction sheet for a wiring diagram to fix the issue. We will crimp the first wire with a ring connector and attach it to a ground point with a spade on the other end. We chose to ground at the door hinge bolt, but other places can work. The other wire comes from your amp harness and needs a spade crimped on and attached to the switch. The last wire goes to your door pin switch. This Bronco already had a door pin switch, so we just had to tap into that wire with a wire tap. And then a spade was attached to that wire too. All these steps were repeated on the other side. Next, we used self-tappers to hold on the switch brackets under the dash. Our switches are waterproof, so after installing the switch, you can add the rubber protective sleeve to the top. Now reattach the battery and test the function of the steps. It is important to make sure you have the functionality to lock the steps up and down for cleaning and for when you're on the trails. There should be a slight delay after closing the doors. Make sure that the steps do not collide with anything when they are moving.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoy your new steps. Don't forget to check out our other videos on Bronco Garage, and be sure to like and subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the next one.